You guys, it was never only about the exercise. It was the complete package, right? Seminars about the benefits of sleep, of setting goals, of, getting the proper nutrition, of the proper supplementation, while at the same time not pushing yourselves on anybody. You know,
it was just letting you know.
You provide the education. What your clients do with that education is up to them.
Welcome to Sculpt Fitness Spotlight. I have my wonderful client, a good friend, Sue Schwentke. Sue Schwentke. You're the first one we're going to be doing this with, the Sculpt Fitness Spotlight, and I thought of you because of all the things you've been putting out over the years. I think that I've seen the most drastic change, not only in a physical way, but in a mental way with you. Kind of how when you very first started, which I have videos of where you very first started. I've been looking at them in pictures, and we'll put all of those up. And you have some that you got to send my way as well. But kind of, where were you? When did it start? What kind of prompted you to come in and work with us? What was that mindset like? Where were you at that point?
Okay, well, I can tell you exactly almost to the day when it started for me. It was back in 2016. I was 47 years old. A friend of mine, Kathy Giuliani, who you know very well, was doing your Boxfit class and other classes here as well. She was doing bands with Jen, and she spoke extremely highly of your classes, the Boxfit in particular. And she used to speak about it in our ladies' night that we used to do once a month, and it always kind of caught my interest, but I was sort of a part-time gym rat, not really paying much attention to my health and fitness, so it was always a little bit on the periphery for me. And then one day I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go down there and do a drop-in class and see what this is all about. And I have to be honest with you, and this is no BS because you're here sitting in front of me. But I fell in love with the class immediately. It was just different than anything I had ever done, and it really got me fired up to exercise again, And I believe that was like a Thursday, and I think I joined the gym the following Monday. I had gone away for the weekend, and I couldn't stop talking about it. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I said, it's time to do something. And so I signed up that Monday with you.
What was it that drew you to that type of style? Was it like, I don't want to lead, so it's like, what was it that drew you to the style of kind of like how I do things, or how, because at the time it was my class, so it's like, what was it that drew you to that?
Well, for one thing, the activity itself was different than anything I had ever done. Typically my history with the gym was, I'd go in, it's kind of like going into the grocery store without a list. I'd go into the gym without any kind of plan. We'd do mostly cardio, boring.
Super boring.
Treadmill, elliptical machine. Snooze fest, right?
Yeah.
So I come to this class, and I believe one of the first things you had me do was sign a waiver saying that if I died, I wouldn't sue.
There's more on the waiver, obviously, than just those words. But yes, close. Pretty close. You
specifically said, sign this in case you die.
I did say that. Yes, I did say that.
So I was like, great, sign me up. And it was such a physical activity, the punching and it just was super different than anything I had done. And just something in me mentally, it just sparked me.
Needed it.
It really, it was, like I said, it was different than anything I'd ever done. You had a style of teaching the class where you could have more advanced people in the class and beginners, and still everybody was pretty much doing the same thing. Some of us were wheezing and dying in the corner, but
what I also saw was that you started to kind of just move more. So by default you were losing weight just because you were moving a little bit more. When was it that you really started tying in, because you've done weight loss stuff in the past, and you've done that. When did you really start tying it all together, though? Because it was 2016.
Yes.
When did you really start tying that all together?
Honestly, right away, and it was more than just the classes.
Okay.
You guys were educating me on nutrition.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
that was a huge...
So it clicked right away.
It really did.
Oh, okay.
It really did.
I didn't know that, yeah.
No, it really did. Again, prior to coming here, and I've been member of many, many gyms in my day.
Yeah.
But it was always without any kind of specific plans. I wasn't goal-oriented on what I wanted to achieve. And I didn't know enough. I thought I was eating healthy, And you had some folks here that were very knowledgeable. It was the first time I had learned about flexible dieting.
Yeah.
I came from the old school of, okay, if you're going to diet, you can't eat anything that's quote unquote bad for you. You can't enjoy your food. It's going to be celery sticks and, tofu for the rest of your life.
Delicious.
And yeah.
Terrible.
But, and I think it was more, and you know this from being in the kind of work you're in, it was more almost the nutrition piece where I really started the first 6 months. I lost like 24 pounds.
Yeah, it's huge.
Because clearly I was doing all the wrong things.
You're making those rookie mistakes.
Yeah. And when because again, it was always, well, I'm going to go run an hour on the treadmill and then I'm just going to go eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah. Because I deserve it.
Right.
You start doing that. Yeah.
And in fact, Ben, there was a chalkboard in the classroom, and it had a quote on there that has stuck with me to this day, and it said, "You cannot outrun a bad diet."
Yeah.
And I had a bad diet.
Yeah.
And the more I learned, the more I was losing weight, the better I felt, not just physically. My focus was better, and I really started to become much more goal-oriented. I wanted to have that fit physique. I didn't want to just get thin.
Yeah.
I wanted to get healthy, and that was a huge difference for me. It wasn't just, I want to lose weight. I wanted to be a healthier person all the way around.
The thing that I have noticed is with people when they first start is they're making those rookie mistakes. And then what we try to practice, what we've tried to teach here, with us and our entire staff is flexible dieting works. Now there's actually studies they've done on flexible dieting versus the clean approach, which just means eating just whole foods. It's an apple, you're eating an apple, and a chicken, it's a chicken. But the flexible dieting, it's like eating things that have been packaged and maybe things that have more than one ingredient in it, and then some pizza and hamburgers and stuff like that. And what they found is that group was able to sustain weight loss or sustain their results a little bit longer, not by much, but a little bit. And I think with flexible dieting, it has been a real wake-up call for a lot of the people that we work with. And then the emphasis on strength training with you, and why I've always liked working with you, is because you're not a yes woman. You're not going to sit there and just go, yeah, I'll do it. You are, however, very like, let's try that. Let's go with that.
Yep.
I think I can do that. And I think that type of mentality I got to watch grow in you, which was one of my favorite things about you, is I got to really watch you grow. I got to watch you shrink, and I also got to watch you grow, and I got to watch you lose, what was it? And gain some, but the strength part and the performance part, you went from being, you went from being like somebody I was like, oh wow, okay, she's hitting the bag, to somebody I was like, wow, that is really good punching. That's really good movements. That's really good rhythm. And then your lifts were always, not always, but they started off rough. And then when we started doing one-on-one personal training, your deadlifts changed, your squats changed, your physique started to change. You really started to look like somebody who was fit, like really somebody that you'd seek that type of thing in. So to watch you change into that mentality, which is amazing. So, I mean, seriously, good job on that.
And I appreciate you saying that. I've seen such huge changes in my overall philosophy about healthy living. And weight training has been a huge part of that. Huge part of it. You know,
were you afraid? Has it always been something? I mean, generally speaking, females get really, weary about weight training. They think it's just some broy douchey thing to do.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, hey, the person you're looking at, that female that you're looking at, and you're going, wow, that's amazing body. And I don't want to ever compare yourself to anybody else, but that you admire.
Mm-hmm.
She lifts weights.
For sure.
Sorry, she lifts weights, Mama.
For sure.
She lifts weights. And the men, same thing. He lifts weights.
Yep.
Just get over it.
Yeah.
So I mean, was there a bit of that?
For me, it was always this apprehension prior to coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Apprehension, if I lift weights, I'm going to get bulky. It's that stereotype. I'm going to get too bulky. I'm going to look masculine. I don't want that, and it's such a myth.
Yeah.
It's such an incredible myth.
Giant.
There is no way you're going to change your body composition if you do not strength train.
Yeah.
Period.
It just doesn't, and it just helps you structurally. It helps, and it helps you mentally. I've been a big proponent, or a big pusher on that it changes you mentally, and I've used this for mentally. I mean, yeah, my physical body has changed, but it's really just up here.
Yes.
And I've noticed that with you and your mentality now, seeing you now, this has been 5 years, you said?
5 years.
5 years later, you've been able to continue on with the flexible dieting, continue on with working out on your own, and finding ways and things to help yourself. But I've noticed it in the type of stuff that you say now, like the quotes that I see you post, or that you're walking, or that you're lifting, or that you're doing it. And it's just so refreshing to see that. And I think that more trainers and coaches need to fall in love with, your client might not be here anymore, but you've taught them exactly what you wanted to teach them. And it was really, and like I said, to watch you, and then, a lot of my clients, a lot of our clients here, and you mingle with them, or go for walks with them, or lift with them, or whatever. It's exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's exactly how I wanted to be.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is no joke when I say you guys laid the foundation for me, because prior to coming here, it really, I was all over the map, really. And even in the last 5 years, and you've seen this with me, I've had my share of, a little bit of roller coasting,
Everybody's
we all
journey's
do.
different. Yeah,
everybody does.
Everybody's.
But at the end of the day, you guys taught me, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. So when I'm roller coasting like that, it's because I'm not doing what I was taught.
Yeah.
And I'm making those choices actively. It's not happening by accident.
Okay.
Life happens. Sometimes, you just want to eat a bag of potato chips. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But I know that I feel my best when I'm moving consistently. I'm drinking my water. I'm getting my sleep. And, you guys, it was never only about the exercise. It was the complete package, right? Seminars about the benefits of sleep, of setting goals, of, getting the proper nutrition, of the proper supplementation, while at the same time not pushing yourselves on anybody, you know?
It was just letting you know.
Yeah, you provide the education. What your clients do with that education is up to them.
Yeah.
And it was up to me. And I'm a very type A personality, this.
Yeah,
so
you're very structured.
So I am very structured. But I'm also like you in that, let's say I have a day or two, and it hasn't happened in a long time, but where I haven't worked out, it hits me more mentally than it does physically.
Yes.
Because a couple of days of not working out is not really going to hurt you physically.
No, not at all, actually.
But mentally, it's like, okay, I got to do something. I've got to move. I got to get back to this.
Your body craves it. Your mind craves it.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. And that never was the case with me before.
Yeah.
And I'm always actively seeking out new information. I've done a little more in the way of supplements.
Yeah.
And I think I've struck a pretty good balance with all of it. Again, the 80-20. 90% of the time, I'm on point.
Yeah.
And when I'm not on point, I feel it immediately. Physically, I feel it immediately. I feel it mentally immediately, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I know. We all know, right? We all know what we're supposed to be doing. We all know what works best for us.
Yeah, I mean, I think that as a group of, like, when you talk to people, and I say this all the time, and I've said this, I beat this over the head, is healthy people are annoying.
Yes.
We are
are
extremely annoying because we feel, and I say we feel that good.
Right.
Like to feel capable in your body, to feel it move, and you move something that's heavy, or you run, or you climbed a tree, or you picked your niece up over your shoulder, and just ran, and she's laughing. And it's like, to feel capable, to go up the stairs, to not be in pain is so great. To eat food or not overeat every day, and just watch yourself slowly gain weight, and then slowly kind of slip into that lazier, procrastinating type mindset, which I think is a huge problem and an issue in America.
No doubt.
Yeah. So to see you keep it up for this 5 years, and you make this something that is a non-negotiable, it is massive.
Yes.
It's so big, and that is why, like I said, I was like, gotta have Sue as in that spotlight for us, because it's been such like I'm like, oh, just look at you've been such an example for people, and I think that's awesome. Now, for those people who are in that type of mindset where they know they need to do something, they need more guidance, they need more of this, what would you say? What type of message, or what kind of thing do you think you would have to say to those types of people, the people who are ready to hear it? We're not talking about the people who aren't.
And that's a very good point.
Yeah, because
if you're not ready, it doesn't matter if you're working with the world's best trainer, you have unlimited amounts of money and all of the resources available to you. Doesn't matter. If you're not mentally there, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
So what I would say to those people who are ready is, and again, I can only speak from my own perspective. At least at the beginning, if you don't, because a lot of people think, oh, do I want to work with a trainer? Do I want to do this on my own? I highly recommend finding somebody you trust, that you like, that you can work well with, and learn from them, okay? Learn from them. If you want to set a finite time on it, just for whatever your own, level of comfort is, whatever, that's fine. But it's an excellent starting point. And give yourself over to it. Be open-minded. Try things that you haven't tried before, because you never know what you're going to love to do and what will make a difference for you in that realm. Whether it be food, fitness, exercise, what have you. Open yourself up to it, because if you find the right person and you can learn, and you find activities that you want to do every day, it's no longer a chore.
Yeah.
It's something that you're going to be invested in, and you're going to approach it with a more willing and positive attitude. I know a lot of people who are just not ready.
Yeah.
For me personally, at age 52, when I think about the way I eat and the way I work out, I'm thinking longevity at this point,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I've read a lot of books about people, we live in a country where people are chronically ill because of, the kind of society we live in, the processed foods,
overeating,
and the overeating, and the other types of bad habits, drinking, smoking, you name it. If you want to live a long, healthy life, you have to make healthy choices. It's that simple.
More times than none.
Yeah.
You have to make them 80% of the time.
Yeah.
We're not saying you have to make them 100% of the time.
No,
and be the
perfect.
Same. It's like just make them 80% of the time,
Sure.
70% of the time.
Sure.
But none of this like, hey, flip it on its end and, I ate a salad today. Well, that has nothing to do with health, and has nothing to do with
right.
that. So yeah, I think that's huge. And seriously, I'm very thankful that you came in and we did this. And I'm going to put an applaud track on the end of this.
Awesome.
So Sue Schwentke, everybody here, awesome. I'll clap too. I'll clap with it.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me, Ben. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you.
All right.
We're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.